don't sit here in an open meeting. The way I look at it, it's a respect issue. It is not respectful to employees for me to sit in the boardroom and air all of that out. They deserve, our employees deserve, I would expect the same thing, deserve to have one-on-one discussion about, their issues with their job performance, or even if through no fault of their own, like we're having to make cuts, or like I mentioned that we're having to move a teacher from one school to the next while they're not losing their job.
I don't want to know names.
I know, but the school system is small enough where if you start talking like we did, and I wasn't prepared for that conversation. I'm not saying I didn't know preliminarily because we'd already had staffing meetings, but just that little discussion, and I don't know where y'all are getting your information because I had not communicated yet cuts that we were planning to make. That's happening tonight. That little bit of discussion has caused, we have C&P workers here tonight who are very concerned. People, I'm sure, wondering, are they going to lose their job? Are they going to be transferred? We haven't had time yet to sit down and have those conversations and finalize all of this. So I think that's not the way I like to do business. I like to.
How do we find out though if we don't ask in an open meeting?
Let me say something. Can I say something?
Yeah.
I was embarrassed last time. I'm not accusing anybody of deliberation or collaboration, but I know that and I understand exactly the point you're making. Why don't we hire somebody from the outside when we could have moved somebody up and not lost a person, basically. When did you decide you were going to mention this? Because every time I've had a conflict about even a personnel issue, I called Dr. Spivey and I told her I have a question about this. I might even say I don't think I can support this. And then she could decide whether she wanted to take it off the agenda or whether she wanted to go ahead and let me vote up or down. I don't think y'all, you completely blindsided us. Here, let me finish now. You'll be able to talk in a minute. So, the whole thing, and I'm not a lawyer or anything, but here's the way I see it. You go with an issue, I'm going to use a football thing, you don't do the end around. You don't go from a complaining person to a board meeting if you're a board member. You go through the process and you trust the people that you're paying all this money to bring everything to you. And then when you see the agenda and it's still not clear to you why they're doing it, which is obviously not clear to y'all, it's why that was being done, then you get on the phone and you say, and you ask questions. Now my question to y'all is, did you call Dr. Spivey?
No, I did not. I work.
Well,
we all
do something.
We all have time to text and call and everything else.
And I like to be told the truth.
That's not the way you do it, though. If you're going to be on the board and you're going to try to work something out before it comes to this situation out here at this table.
Do you understand what the Open Meetings Act is about?
I definitely understand what that's about.
Okay, that is because these things should be out in the open.
Well,
they should be discussed.
That's true. It's still going to be out in the open.
Nobody asked any names. All I asked was how many workers are we going to cut? Because I wanted an idea before I voted on hiring somebody from the outside. Before I voted on replacing somebody, I just wanted. Are we talking about 10?
But it's still a matter of respect.
Are we talking
it's
about
not open. That's nothing in violation of being open.
It is a matter of respect, and it was a simple answer, 3.5. And I never got that.
Why couldn't you ask that before the meeting?
Because, quite frankly, I wasn't sure I would get that.
I got it every time I asked.
Well, can I say something? First of all, I didn't have all of my documents you can see that there's a lot of information in here. I didn't have that in front of me. I wasn't prepared to give a staffing overview because it didn't have anything to do with what I was recommending that night, in my view. So I wasn't prepared. Off the top of my head, I could remember some about the C&P, but I hear your comments basically that you, in essence, are calling me a liar, or saying that you wouldn't get the truth. I'm sorry, but I have to say this. I have never, ever in my entire career compromised my integrity, I'll say it that way, in terms of giving false information and that sort of thing. So I've got 2.5 months here left, and I'm going to just ask, I'm going to be respectful to all 5 of you, and we've got a lot of work to do in the last 2.5 months, and I'm working just as hard as I have been the whole time I've been here, and I plan to continue to do that. This is going to go nowhere fast if we sit in this boardroom and have these kinds of conversations. If I've said it once, I've said 3 million times, and this board has been told this in multiple trainings with other people. The board and the superintendent set the tone for the school system. And it sounds cliche, but it's really true. And I'm just going to ask that we try to set aside whatever personal differences we have. And I've heard Mr. Esslinger say this in his prayer over and over again. And it's my prayer too. I will be happy to share, I've told you, I'll be happy to share any information, answer any questions. There's never been a time when any board member has asked me a question that I have not, the information I can give or that I have, I've not been happy to pass that along. And I will continue to do that. There is certain information that is not appropriate to sit here at this board table and discuss, in my opinion. And so I'm just going to ask that we try to be respectful